Okay. Thank you, organizers, ISMPO, Dr. Govind Babu, and happy birthday to our mentor, Dr. Purvish Parikh. And I thank Access Device for supporting this session. Next slide, please. I want to ask question to all people who are listening to this. If any of these following statements are correct, a hair lost during chemotherapy, all of them come back. Second is, it is one side effect which has no bearing on efficacy of chemotherapy. And third, with hair loss, there is no other organ involved. Next slide, please. All these statements are wrong. There's 4 to 10% of alopecia post chemotherapy is either permanent or hair regrowth is very, very scanty. 8% of patients refuse chemotherapy or 12% ask for inferior treatment for fear of alopecia. Doesn't that amount to inferior efficacy? And 20% of patients with alopecia have a CTC defined depression requiring pharmacological treatment. Next slide, please. So this is the slide may be fuzzy because I see it fuzzy. This is a trial where a persistent alopecia with docetaxel. On the my right hand side, there are 3 bar diagrams. The middle one, the pink one. This amount of patients do not have hair regrowth after docetaxel in adjuvant setting in breast cancer, and this amounts to 8% of patients. Next slide, please. So, what is the solution? What people have used? Henna, cool towels, cap full of ice cubes. In London, LOC, people were trying. Dr. Peter Harper told me about that. There are a lot of prayers people do, but the scientific thing is automated cooling devices. Next slide. There are 2 commercially available machines. One is Paxman and one is Dignicap. And we will talk about our experience with Paxman. Next slide, please. So Paxman has 3,500 systems involved worldwide. Next slide. In US alone, can somebody mute? I hear their voices. Okay. There are 600 systems in US alone in 330 locations. Next slide, please. I think Doval sir's this thing is not muted. Scalp cooling, what is the mechanism of action? There are 2 proposed mechanisms. One is vasoconstriction. Second is there is a decreased permeability or the diffusion is decreased so that hair follicles receive less chemotherapy. Next slide, please. There is a worry. If chemotherapy does not reach scalp, there is a likelihood of local recurrence or scalp metastasis. We will see that also. Next slide, please. So let us see world literature and then Indian experience. Next slide, please. The world literature, there are 85 abstracts and publications. 8,000 plus patients data has been published on scalp cooling. Next slide. This was the first publication, Julie Nangia using Paxman machine, randomized trial called as SCALP. Next slide. What they showed that there is a 53% success rate of women receiving scalp cooling and retaining more than 50% of hair on their scalp. And if they divide into anthracycline and taxane based, anthracycline success rate is 24%, taxane based success rate is 67%. Next slide, please. The US, the same trial showed that not a single patient developed scalp metastasis. Next slide, please. There was grade 1 and grade 2 headache and nausea, and less than 3% patients experience either ear pain, scalp pain, dizziness, or chills. Next slide, please. There's another randomized trial, same year, JAMA 2017, Hope Rugo, used Dignicap machine, next slide, and showed the similar results of success, but she did not use anthracycline, and that's why her success rate was 66%. Next slide, please. There's a German study, 131 study. I want you to concentrate on the table. The first row and the last row in the table. The first row said 25 out of 131 patients did not have a single amount of hair loss. This is highly significant. Around that means 7 to 8% of patients, in fact, sorry, 18% of patients did not have hair loss. And the last row, if you see, monotherapy in taxane had 88% success rate. Nearly everyone receiving taxane monotherapy would not have hair loss. Next slide, please. There's next slide, please. Yes. So Netherlands has 7,378 patients registry where different chemotherapy in solid tumors, different drugs if you use, what is the success rate so that you can counsel patient with real life experience. Next slide. This is again docetaxel data. Now the last bar, if you see, pink is gone. So that means if you use scalp cooling during docetaxel, you would not have a single patient having permanent hair loss, and you have completely abolished that permanent side effect. Next slide, please. So what did we see right now? Taxane monotherapy, best results. Small fraction of patients will not have any hair loss. No scalp metastasis so far, which is increased in scalp cooling, this thing, cohort. And scalp cooling circumvented issue of docetaxel, induced permanent hair loss. Next slide, please. So why I separated this Japanese study? Because next slide, please. If you see, the Japan showed that adriamycin-based chemotherapy had a higher hair retention compared to non-adriamycin or taxane chemotherapy. So from rest of the world, it was different that taxane-based chemotherapy had poor hair loss preservation compared to anthracycline-based. Next slide, please. We also had similar, and I will show the pictures of that. Based on these literature, NCCN has recommended category 2A for scalp cooling. Next slide, please. Indian experience, there are two which I'm going to present. Nothing can be talked without Tata Hospital experience, and kudos to Dr. Jyoti and her team. She was the pioneer in presentation of this. Next slide, please. He had randomized patients, 51 patients randomized, and finally 27 patients were there for analysis of the final results. Next slide, please. Dr. Jyoti also showed 55% success rate, and you can see scalp cooled patients and controlled patients. Next slide, please. Our experience at Hope Oncology Center, we purchased machine after it was FDA cleared, and that's why we got it little more expensive also. We started with breast cancer, extended our services to all solid tumors, single day therapy. Then we tried in multi-day chemotherapy also. Finally, based on phase 2 data and real world experience, we started using in NHL and HL also. And we have excellent, almost 100% success rate in HL. Loads of learning, but first let us look at some results. Next slide, please. All photos, what I'm showing, legally proper consent has been taken. Next slide, please. So our first two patients were total failure. Next slide, please. We were worried. But then came our third patient. Next slide, please. This patient, photo which I had shown, was after 4 AC and 12 weekly paclitaxel. These are 3 patients, and now we have 4 patients who have 0 hair loss. Next slide, please. If you see in Dr. Julie Nangia's paper also, 5 patients did not have any alopecia, and Germany, 15% of patients did not have any alopecia. Next slide, please. Some people had barely manageable hair, but they were still happy. Now, nobody can say that these patients have received chemotherapy. Next slide, please. Some people, excellent hair. This is the lady in her 40s, 4 AC, 12 weekly paclitaxel. This is at the end of that in my OPD. Next slide, please. Thin and short hair somehow preserved more while scalp cooling. And in fact, we tell patients to trim hair before taking chemotherapy so that success rate is more. Next slide, please. Surprising, there are 3 patients I have shown photograph of 2. People with African origin did not experience any hair loss. Next slide, please. Very surprising. Like Japan, if you see these 2 young ladies, this is photo after 4 adriamycin-based chemotherapy. Next slide, please. But after 3 taxane, they started losing hair. Next slide, please. But they were still happy because the time duration of alopecia was very short. Hair regrowth immediately after 8th cycle, as shown by Dr. Jyoti also. And within 4 to 4 months, the short hair cropped back. Next slide. NACT in ovarian person preserved hair, but in adjuvant setting, lost hair. We don't know why. Next slide, please. This is, if the cap is not fitting properly, you can see the pattern of hair loss at the hairline. Next slide, please. Again, 2 patients on eribulin in metastatic breast cancer. 1 patient complete failure of scalp cooling, other patient complete success of scalp cooling. Very interesting. Next slide, please. 71-year-old lady opened up era of geriatric oncology patients using scalp cooling. Next slide, please. And we have now 8 patients of geriatric age group. These are 3 patients I have shown, 69, 70, and 71 years of age. Next slide, please. So in terms of success, we have defined success with visual impression. Next slide. And patient satisfaction. Why hair loss? Are you undergoing chemo? All okay with you? If the answer is no, that nobody in the world has bothered them, it is defined as success. Next slide, please. So this was the old data, 78 patients. Mansi, you'll have to mute your phone. You're audible. So we had 78 solid tumor patients and 52 females with breast cancer who received scalp cooling. Next slide, please. Highest was 71 years of age. 76% was the success rate in all solid tumors. 75% success rate in breast cancer, and updated result during COVID pandemic, our figure is still 76% success rate. I have to tell you, in USA, 50 and 60%, JAMA 2017, the randomized trial which gave them US FDA clearance. Germany paper says 76%, Japan says the similar percentage. TMH tells 50 to 55% success rate. And we have a good number of patients, almost 90 patients data is available now, and 76%, I believe, is a good encouraging result. Next slide, please. And this is my second last slide. What I have learned is this machine works, prevents hair loss, or you can say reduces hair loss to the level where patient comfortable and does not have to disclose to the world that she or he is undergoing chemotherapy. We have 11 patients of male patients taking scalp cooling, and I would present that later date. Next slide. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.